Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's debate. We are excited to have our esteemed speaker here with us. Speaker from the government and opposition team will present their arguments. Before we begin our debate, let's enter a simple atmosphere and focus on the issue we have, which is the motion of today's debate is this house would require schools to provide curriculum that reflects the diversity of the nation in which they exist. The speaker from the government team, Nanda and Venie as the first speaker, Jaka as the second speaker, Charly Febianti as the third speaker, Dewi as the fourth speaker. From the opposition team, Nadya as the first speaker, Sharon Solagracia as the second speaker, Rahma Aulia Putri as the third speaker, and Alberta Corina as the fourth speaker. For that, my name is Dewi and I'm going to be the host of the debate today, and we will read the rules of the debate. The first one is the topic must be specific, clear, and helpful. Each participant has a maximum of 5 minutes to present their argument. There will be a signal in the first 1 minute with the 1 bit and 3 minutes to bits and 3 bits if the times runs out. The debate structure consists of an opening, arguments, rebuttals, and closing. Participant. Without any further ado, let's begin our debate. The first one from the government team, Nanda is the speaker. First.
Okay, good morning everyone. Thanks for the attention today. My name is Nanda Karunia as the first speaker for government team. So today is we are really agree with these motions because as we know, Indonesia is a country full of diversity, different ethnic, religions, languages, cultures, and background social. So, because of that, the school curriculum should reflect this reality. This is not just about knowledge, but also about building the character. School that teach diversity will produce generations. This is more open-minded, respectful, and tolerant. So, for example, today is in Canada. The government requires schools to teach about the history and culture of indigenous peoples, including the impact of colonialism and the residential school system that harmed them. This is part of recognizing the past and building national reconciliations, and as a result, students can grow up with a wider understanding and more respect for different groups. And we can learn from this approach. Just like Canada, Indonesia also has a diverse history and people. If the Indonesian government makes it mandatory for school to teach a diverse curriculum, students will grow with a stronger sense of national unity and respect for all groups in society.
Okay, Nadya from the opposition team is the first speaker. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. I'm Nadya as the first speaker from the opposition team against this motion. I'm strongly disagree that the House would require schools to provide curriculum that reflect the diversity of the nation in which they exist. Before that, let me define about curriculum and diversity first. Curriculum is about a thing that students do in the classroom, such as goals, activities, and so on. And diversity is about different types of people or different types of people with different cultures, religions, diversity and languages, lifestyles, and so on. And then, if we're talking about curriculum in diversity, it's about teaching about different people with their views and background, religions, and so on. We are from opposition team believes that schools should not be forced to learn about all the kinds like cultural, religions, backgrounds, and so on, because this is really take away focus on the main subjects. Although learning about people is good, this is take away focus on main subjects such as math, science, historical, and so on. And not only that, they can teach based on students' needs too and local catering. And then I will explain why we against this motion. 3 reasons why we against this motion. First of all, a diversity content curriculum can reduce focus main subjects such as math, reading, and so on. So, for example, according to the Australian.com, they adding indigenous culture into math. That results they really hard to teach, and it shows they can't do the skills and shows in the lower skills, and they can't do that in their school. And that's why the diversity focus curriculum can take away focus of diversity, and it cannot be that supposed to be too well. And the second is a diversity focus curriculum can cause confusion and disagreement. When schools teaching about all the things, teachers, parents, students may not agree with what should be taught. Which is, for example, a study from researchgate.com about cultural diversity and curriculum. They're talking about, it shows about between teachers and parents. They show uncomfortable with unfamiliar cultural contents about topics that they show to the students. So that's why the diversity focused curriculum, it's not answer to solve the problem. It can be a problem more than a solution. And the third one, last but not least, is about implementing a diversity-focused curriculum is practically challenging. Why? Because practically challenging. Many schools don't have enough these courses, books, training, and so on. Because, for example, in evidence from according to researchgate.com about diversity, cultural, and curriculum, they show they don't have enough provide materials culture as well. So that's why the diversity curriculum it can be cause problem than solution. In short, while learning about people is good and valuable, it can be take away focus on main subjects such as math, science, historical, reading, and so on. And not only that, it can be make confusion and disagreement more open, and it's really difficult to apply in situation classroom real life. So that's why we are from opposition team against this motion. Thank you.
Next, Jaka is the second speaker. Time is yours.
Absolutely, the curriculum so serves as a bridge to valid understanding between different groups, not preference social division. When students are introduced to various identities and perspectives from an early age, they become better prepared to live in a different society like Indonesia. Moreover, it is essential for teachers and educators to receive in-depth training on diversity and inclusive curriculum. Cannot be effective without teaching approaches that are sensitive and empathic. Teacher must act as facilitator to encourage open dialogues, respect difference, and cultivate curiosity about other cultures. We also must not overlook the role of textbooks. Often textbooks are the primary sources of information for students in understanding their world. Therefore, textbook content must be careful, monitored, and regular updated to reflect the spirit of inclusive diversity and social justice. Thank you.
So Sharon, Solagracia, Sire, is the second speaker. Time is yours.
Okay, as the second speaker from the opposition team, I would like to strengthen our argument. The government team said that the diversity-focused curriculum and can build tolerance and respect, but in reality, tolerance is better learned through direct interaction and real-life experience, not just from theory in class. Forcing diversity topics into every lesson does not guarantee students will understand or respect other cultures. Let me also emphasize our points. The first is academic focus. School should prioritize important subjects like math, science, and literacy. Adding too much diversity content can disturb students' focus and reduce learning quality. The second is potential conflict. Different values from different cultures in class. This can lead to confusion, disagreement, and even conflict among students, teachers, or parents. The last is practical challenges. Not all schools have enough resources, materials, or trained teachers to teach about every culture correctly. This might lead to misunderstanding or misrepresentation. Thank you.
Mari Charly Febianti, time is yours.
Thank you to the first and second speaker for presenting such strong arguments. I am here to further represent our position as the government team and to respond to possible concerns raised by the opposition. First of all, we want to emphasize that diversity is not a threat to unity, it is our strength. Indonesian national motto, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, or Unity of Diversity, must not remain a mere slogan. It must be realized and reflected in our education system. The opposition might argue that including multiple perspectives in the curriculum work confuse or overwhelm students. However, we believe curriculum the opposite is true. By exposing students to diversity from an early age, they learn critical thinking, develop understanding toward others, and are less likely to be moved by that side issues such as ethnic identity, religion, and culture. These are essential skills for navigating today's complex and globalized world. Some might be concerned about the potential for intercultural conflict in the classroom, but in fact, a curriculum that reflects diversity provides a safe space for open dialogue. This is where teachers play a critical role not just as educators, but as facilitators of inclusion and character values in the classroom. So, that's all for me. Thank you.
Rahma Putri, time is yours.
As the third speaker from the opposition team, I'm here to summarize our stand and respond to the government arguments. The government side may say that a diversity-based curriculum promotes tolerance and respect. While that sounds good, we believe that forcing all schools to do this is not the best solution. Good intentions do not always lead to good results. Let's recall our main point. For the first, a curriculum site with much cultural content can take time away from important subjects like math and science. And second, including many perspectives may cause confusion and disagreement between students, teachers, and parents. And we also believe that education should not be one size fits all. What works in one region may not work in another. Schools need freedom to design lessons based on their students' needs. And finally, there And finally, there are better ways to promote diversity through even projects or optional subjects without changing the whole curriculum. That's why we, the opposition team, strongly oppose the motion. Thank you.
Mr. Dewi, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the report, for the time. Thank you for the all speakers. I'm Mr. Dewi. Allow me to close this debate by confirming our positions. We, the government teams, strongly believe that education that reflects diversity is not only important but urgent in the context of Indonesia plural society, and inclusive curriculum is the foundation for saving a generation that is tolerant real world challenge. And first speaker has shown that curriculum presenting only one side of the story leads to narrow understanding and the risks of discrimination. And second speaker strengthens this argument by highlighting the vital role of teachers and learning material that are sensitive to diversity. And speaker third address potential concerns from the opposition by emphasizing that diversity is not burden but a strength to be celebrated, and through education we are not talking about knowledge but also about character building, unity and the nation's future. If we want to truly realize the motto Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, then education must be the starting point. Therefore, we stand firmly in the positions that a curriculum reflecting diversity in an absolutely necessity for a more inclusive, fair, and united Indonesia. Thank you.
Alberta, Corina, time is yours.
Implement diversity as curriculum. We believe that there are more effective ways to promote tolerance and appreciation of cultural difference, such as through extracurricular activities, community projects, and teacher training. We hope that this debate has opened our eyes to the importance of quality education that is relevant to social needs. Thank you.
Okay, so our debate today is over. And from my point of view, the conclusion is the debate has highlighted the following arguments on both sides. On one hand, the proposition emphasizes the importance of the curriculum that develops the nation inclusivity, presenting inclusivity, understanding, and empathy among students. Such a curriculum would help the people students for our globalized world and promote respect for different cultures and identities. On the other hand, the opposition raised a concern about the potential challenge of implementing such a broad mandate, including the balance between educational standards and the practicalities of reflecting every aspect of national diversity in the classroom. So that's all from our debate today. Thank you.